The student I interviewed on motivation and learning was once again Christina. The class that she was struggling the most in is food science. She explained the reason for this class being so hard was because she had no prior knowledge on the subject. Because she knew absolutely nothing about the topic of food science, she was learning all brand new information. Although having no prior knowledge was not helpful for her due to the fact that she had to start from scratch with learning everything, in my opinion, in some way, it could have made the learning the new content a little easier because she had no prior knowledge of the topic to get it confused with. The way she addressed these challenges was by studying in advance and making flashcards. Flashcards triggered her brain to recognize words and knowing their definition, which falls under the strategy of organizing your own thoughts. She says that she cannot tell when she's doing well in the course because even when she thinks she studies really hard for a quiz, she still got a failing grade. In order to fix this, she has started making a plan for learning the next chunk of information. She is setting goals now and is going through the material to make sure she 100% understands it and can relate the material to something in her life. Making this personal connection with the new content makes it easier for her to remember what each term does. She also has motivation to do well in the class because it is one of her core classes she needs for her major. She learned the strategies on her own. After she got her results of her first quiz, she knew this is not how the rest of the semester could go. So she needed to step up her game. She started stepping up her game and thinking of ways to improve her grades. A previous class that Christina did poorly in was physiology. She said her bad performance was partly because she had to put all the pieces of information together because she couldn't put all the pieces of the information together and form the main idea in what that class was about. The effort she put into studying for the exam was minimal at first. When she realized that not studying and luck wasn't on her side either, she didn't give her good grades. She knew she had to step up her studying. She said the first exam she read through her notes twice the day before the exam to get her prepared for the exam and get the main idea of her notes by just looking over them. Clearly, that wasn't working for her. For the second exam, she started making flashcards a week before the exam, which increased her grade a little. She still couldn't figure out why she was doing so poorly. Christina, however, did enjoy this course. She said the information that was being presented was interesting, and she liked learning about it. It was different than her other classes she was taking that semester, so it gave her a little break between the other classes. Once she got the results of her first exam, she tried her hardest to bring up her grade. After each class, she would read through her notes just once, and she said it helped her out just a little. Reading over the notes that she took in class gave her own, she put her own interpretation on it rather than just hearing the teacher talk about it. When the work got hard, she said she formed study groups with people in her class who were receiving good grades and asked them how they were studying. They studied completely different ways than Christina, and then that made Christina know that she needed to change her habits of studying. The variety of her different study habits made it easier for her to study, and it gave her a variety of ways to study so she could trade off different good and bad attributes for each studying habit. When I asked her if she enjoyed the challenges when she was doing poorly in the course, she said no, with this very strong no hesitation in her voice. Anyway, after talking to Christina about her motivation in school, it was obvious that it was there. She tried different methods of studying till she found the one that worked best for her. She told me she never wants to get that low of a grade point ever again because what it did to her overall GPA. That statement tells me she's a hard worker. After all these interviews with Christina over the past 2 months, I've learned that she is a very well-rounded person, likes to try new things. She even cracked a few jokes while I was interviewing her. I learned little about myself through the process as well. I learned that it isn't hard to get to know someone new. All you have to do is ask questions and be open and understanding about everything they have to say. She had no problem opening up to me which made the interview process seem more relaxed. Overall, I really liked getting to know Christina.